Let us now listen to the keynote speech to be delivered by Attorney Cinderella Filipina S. Benitez-Jaro, Executive Director, Commission on Higher Education.
Chairperson Dorothy Christine M. Orosa, Board of Trustees, New Era University, Attorney Teo Ben Jordan C. Orosa, Member Board of Trustees, New Era University, Dr. Nilo L. Rosas, President, New Era University, Vice Presidents, Deans, Directors, Heads, Faculty members, and staff, to the graduating batch of my alma mater, New Era University, a good day to you all. I would like to extend my sincerest gratitude for my alma mater for inviting me to witness your commencement ceremony. On behalf of the Commission on Higher Education, we would like to congratulate all the graduates of New Era University. We are one with your goal to achieve the best possible education. As students, you gave your best in writing papers to meet deadlines, writing down notes to remember important details, and writing down answers to pass the finals. Your graduation now is a beginning to a new chapter of your life. For us to write new chapters in our lives and the efforts of exploring our own talents and capabilities, the education that you have achieved will help prepare you. Quality education aids in unlocking our abilities as individuals. This is also our avenue for our personal development. It is now your responsibility to share and contribute to your community, to our nation. We have to play our own part in a harmonious ensemble. We must share what we have learned for the growth of our community. Our capabilities are molded through education, and as we share our learnings and abilities to our nation, we are building a foundation for a progressive community, a developing economy, and a better nation. However, we all know how this pandemic has upended our lives. Even our parents have not experienced a situation like this. We can read from our history books how our ancestors have coped up. For instance, the 1918 influenza pandemic was the most severe pandemic in recent history. With no vaccine to protect against this and no antibiotics to treat secondary bacterial infections that can be associated with influenza infections, control efforts worldwide were limited to non-pharmaceutical interventions such as isolation, quarantine, good personal hygiene, use of disinfectants, and limitations of public gatherings, which were applied unevenly. Some of us might have read about this pandemic or might have seen pictures of the effects of this pandemic, but I highly doubt that before this COVID pandemic, many would have bothered reading, taking down notes on how to prevent it. Even in our country, the bill of the late Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago, which aimed towards strengthening national awareness and responding to public health emergencies, did not gather steam. Truth is, we failed to recognize that we could have experienced a pandemic. As a result, we are not prepared to handle the situation financially, mentally, emotionally. More than us parents, our children, like you, are the ones directly affected. This pandemic has added to the challenges that our graduates will now face. Prior to this, students will know how different it is after graduation. College life, with its intricacies, is different when you have to strive on your own for your own survival. We all experienced problems, difficulties while we were in college. Maybe you have experienced having a terror teacher, or cramming before an examination, or failing an examination, or maybe falling in love and having your heart broken, or being rejected by someone you have been pining for the rest of your college life. All of these are life experiences which could help you become the person that you are now. But it is a different world out there. When you graduate, you will experience the realities of life. It could be difficult, sad, sometimes harsh. After graduation, I had my life set for me. I dreamed of being a lawyer, of establishing a law firm on my own. Yes, I became a lawyer, but not after some heartaches. I almost failed one of my courses in law school. After I passed the bar examination and became a lawyer, I thought getting a good job would be a breeze. I experienced being embarrassed in one of my court hearings. I experienced being afraid of presenting before a big crowd to the point of losing my sleep. I believe that these life experiences made me a strong person. I thought I am ready for all the things that life had to offer. But I was wrong. I have to cope up, continue to adjust in order to survive this pandemic. I learned the following from this pandemic. One is that upskilling or reskilling is our best investment. We should not stop learning. Reskilling has been defined as additional skills to help move to a new role, while upskilling is defined as a training that enables someone to become better at a job. As we reskill and upskill, we gain new necessary skills that could become an adaptable force that can shift and bend with any changes in the area that we have chosen. There are many sudden changes that we are encountering now or that we will encounter. It is important we create actionable plans that would transform our daunting challenges into something that we can face. Second, adaptability or flexibility is the key for our survival in this pandemic. The government, businesses, schools, institutions have to incorporate level of flexibility to how they operate and work with other people in order to navigate these challenging times. This is not a band-aid solution. As our year ends now, most of us have to go through extended recovery and recalibration if we want to survive. We must recognize or envision future variability in our fields so that we can adapt accordingly. Otherwise, we will be left behind. Third, we are part of a community and we should be part of the community building or in a macro perspective nation building. As one sociologist stated, community is something we do together. People working together with shared understandings and expectations are what provide a place of strong community. A strong community is one that allows us to enjoy education, healthcare, business, recreation, and spiritual celebration without fear. And that can only be achieved if members of the community will share and participate. Fourth, our lives are very fragile. We do not know when this pandemic will end. We do not know how our lives will be further affected by this COVID-19. We fear for our health. We fear for our loved ones' health. And the most worrisome is that even if we employ the necessary measures, there are things that are beyond our control. As we are part of this community, we need the cooperation of each one so that we can limit the spread in one way. We need our community so that we can survive. Fifth, taking care of yourself is important as taking care of other people. Because we live very busy lives, we think of ourselves as almost invincible. This pandemic has taught us everybody could be infected, babies, children, adults, old people. One of the protection against this disease is something that should have been innate in us. Something as basic as taking care of our body, physically, mentally, psychologically, spiritually. We ignored and to some extent forgot to do that. This pandemic has taught us to go back to our essential needs and not those we think we need. We should give equal importance to taking care of our mental health. I am sure that all of you have your own lessons learned because of this pandemic. Do not let this pandemic define you, graduates of 2020. Instead, make the skills and lessons that you have learned, ways you have used to cope up, survive, succeed the challenges of this pandemic define you. No other graduates in recent history could claim that they have survived a life-changing situation like this even before they graduate. Own it. For your resilience during this time would help you navigate your life ahead. When you are asked what sets you apart from other graduates, tell them, I am a graduate of 2020. I am prepared to face whatever obstacles, problems that come my way head on. To the officials and administrators of New Era University, congratulations for preparing your graduates well. To your graduates, you deserve this. Congratulations.